Val Cookman here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to do an intro and outro for YouTube videos. I know a lot of people were looking to do this on their own. I could actually do it for you, but hey, it's better if you learn. So I'm going to start sharing my screen and let you guys see how you do this. I have a Mac, so I'm going to show you guys in iMovie. If you have Windows, I don't even know what program you use because it's been a while. I think it's Movie Maker, but you can use iMovie if you have a Mac. And actually, I'm going to show you guys how you can use YouTube too. So you can go straight in there and just cut your videos and add some music in, background music, and do an intro and outro. Looks a lot more professional. For trying to build a following, I'm trying to make mine look way more professional, so I've been playing around with it a lot, and I've been using it for a long time, but I'm just trying to get more, making it look cool. So if you have the time to do this, that's awesome. If you don't try, because it's going to take a long time. It's long enough editing a video out to put on YouTube. What I do suggest doing is doing one, and then just duplicating your project, and then deleting all the inner videos you had in there, and just keep using the same intro and outro until you want to change it up. So just keep duplicating your last project that you have in there, and just removing all the inner video that you created for your live or your YouTube video. Just erase all this stuff in there again, rename it, and just use the same intro and outro with the music until you get bored of it, and then you can create a new one later. So that's my way of saving time. I hope you guys like that, and you don't have to keep doing it new every time. So there's a way to do that in YouTube too, but I'll show you that later. I'm going to show you iMovie first. So here we go. So this is what iMovie looks like, and this is my current intro and outro. I used an old iMovie one that I just did yesterday, and just erased all the inner stuff that's out of here and left the new stuff. Really easy. Sorry for there's audio on here for my intro and outro, so that's what you're hearing when I scroll through it. But this right here is simply my opening screen that looks like this. Now, to get this part in here, it's just it's a background image. So just go to backgrounds up here, and you have all these globes or whatever. I don't even pay attention to those unless you're doing a geography lesson. I guess it's probably not worthwhile. Maybe it is, and I just haven't figured it out yet. But here's all the backgrounds you can use. So pick one that's in line with your brand, or this one's pretty cool because it moves around. Looks like water moving. This one's psychedelic. I use this industrial one here. So all you're going to do is click it and then drag it down to where your video would be. It'll go right in where you want it to, just like that. Now for how I have this in here where your name comes up, you can put whatever you want. If you have, your rally cry or motto or whatever, you can put that in there. But simply all that's doing is you come up here to titles, and you find, scroll through them, find which one is right for you that you like. The one that I use or tend to use, the couple that I tend to use and I like a lot is this lens flare. It's this one right here. This one right here is pretty cool too. It's called Boogie Lights. This is one of my favorites, the pixie dust. They have a bunch of different ones that do different things. They have one to put in focus. Ticker that goes across the bottom. If you like the traditional one, you can do this. You can change the fonts too, but for this particular one, I use the pixie dust. So all you do is click it and drag it down into here. Now you want to make this title the same length as your background here that you put in. So you can move it around. Basically, there'll be these titles up here are 4 seconds just by default, but you can drag them and shorten them and lengthen them as well. So, and once you put this title in here, you double click on the purple thing. That's where the title will go on top, and you can come in here and add whatever you want. I put Val Cookman. You can change the font up here where it says font, and you can change the color here. Double click on it. The color button's right here next to the bold, italics, and then this is like outlines. You can put in the hex colors in the hex color finder. So if you want to do it by your brand colors, which that's what I do, you can throw it in here and then just save it, and you can save all the colors down here for later, so you don't have to keep going in and doing it again. They'll show up every time. So that's an easy way to save some time too. So once you type in what you want, get your font, change your font up here. You can add in your own custom ones if you want to. I'm not going to show you how to do that, but you can change the text if you want to. You can bold it. There's what bold looks like. It's a little more, here's the outline if you want to put an outline in there. I don't tend to do that, but make sure your title length is the same amount of time as your background, which mine's about a second off. So if you want to change the length, just pull it or drag it whatever way and see what time it is. Like make both of these 4.3, and then right here, you see how sorry about this. You see how it goes through like that, and then we have this little transition where it goes into a picture of myself. This right here, it's called a transition, like I just said, and transition can be found up the top here. You can do a bunch of different things. You just click on them and see what they look like. So that would be one. There's a blur. It's just a screen of dissolve to black, fade to white. And there's a spin one, spin out, spin in. I mean, if you don't have to get so crazy with it. This one's pretty cool too. But this one, so basically throw a transition in there, and then you can go to your next slide, which if you want to do a picture of yourself, you basically just grab a picture. So you see this download button that's going down up here at the top. Click that, and it'll go to your media files. So, mine are under downloads. I don't know where yours are, but I have a bunch of pictures. And then if you click on them, it'll show you what it is up here. And just, if it's the one you want, just put import selected, and the screen will close and your stuff will show up. So, and then you just, whatever picture you chose to put in there, here's mine. Just drag it in between that next transition. And you can add another transition, or you can just leave it blank. It'll leave it blank on its own, but I threw a workout video in there. That's simply going to that upload button, going and finding your video, and throwing it in there, and then you can edit it like Chaz showed us. Put it out to whatever you want. Import it into your iMovie, and then just drag and drop. Now this one's basically like more of my intro where it shows what I'm talking about. It's like a title. Here's that pixie dust one that I use. It's just a blank screen, and this one's, it pans in too, so that's kind of cool. That's the Boogie Nights one. This is just one of the background screens that I used, the industrial one that I used, and I just lengthened it. And each one's 4 seconds, as you can see up here as the titles. Type whatever in, you can switch your font like I showed you. Switch your colors up here. Put in a hex color if you know your brand's colors and want to change them. And there's the option to bold and italics. And there's your transitions, which is transitions. Now to put background music in, I use SoundCloud. Look for royalty-free music on SoundCloud, as well as what do I use? In SoundCloud, I use YouTube too, but it has to be make sure it's not copyrighted, because then you can't monetize. And if you ever want to monetize in the future, that's going to be a problem. But SoundCloud's got some great royalty-free ones. YouTube does too. YouTube is a good one, royalty-free. Make sure it's royalty-free. The one thing they usually ask you to do is somehow or another drop them a plug in your video, which I do at the end and the outro and my credits. So once you go to SoundCloud and find the music you want, you can download it, and then obviously you import it into iMovie, which find wherever it's at, find the name, and then click import, and then close it, and then you find your audio, throw it in. Make sure you adjust the volume, because a lot of times it'll be up here in the yellow and red, and you do not want that. So I'll move it down to where it's an acceptable length. And these things right here that I'm showing you, this is like a fade in. All you have to do is highlight the audio itself, and there's a little button over here at the corner, and you can drag it for however long you want like the fade in to be. So you just want to just do a full blast right away, or you want to slowly come into it. And that's kind of what I did here. I slowly came into it, and then I fade out at the end, which there's a button over here, and you just drag it over here to whatever length you want your fade in and fade out to be. And obviously, a lot of this particular one that I have for my intro is like a 2-minute music clip. So you're going to have to edit that, and basically all you do there is find out whatever length you want it at. Click R. You're going to hit Control and right click, and then you can just split it and then delete whatever you don't want. Here's this is like a slide right when I was in the middle. I had a video where I talked on it, and this is like my workout video in here. So this was just a slide saying what's coming next, just like an informational one that I put in there. Adjust there you go. Make sure your slides go up, your titles up here are in line with the background. So you want to make sure that they don't end before or after. It just messes it up. But at the end, I have a credit screen, which is just my black background again that I used. You can use whatever one you want, threw it in there, and then lengthened it because I had a lot of credits. So the credit screen, there's actually one that says, I think it says credits, where it like scrolls. You actually use a date and time if you're doing workouts too. That's a pretty cool one, a cool title slide, if anyone's interested. But let's see here. There we go. Scrolling credits. It just scrolls. That's the one I used. So I just clicked on it and put it over my background down here. And put in my credits. This is a good place to I don't know why it's doing that. But this is a good place to put in your credits for your intro and outro music, and give people the credit they need for their videos, so your video won't be copyright infringement or anything like that. And obviously it works well for YouTube videos, because ones that are copyrighted, it's going to show ads to help them out. If you don't mind that, then just go with whatever music you want. But I would at some point like to monetize, so I'm just doing this on all of them. So in the future, when I do monetize and grow my account big enough, that I'm not going to have a problem. It's just I'm doing it the same way all the time, so it prevents that. So I'm not going to go back and SEO. Like, now we have to go back and SEO our blogs if we haven't been doing it. A lot of freaking work. So I would just suggest starting it this way, and not doing anything that's going to get you banned from monetizing in the future. So just do a system and stick with it. This is going to work. So I made this long enough, put all my credits in it, and let's see. If you ever want to skip ahead, this forward button, it takes a while instead of just clicking on it. But So this is all the bend sound was another one I used. So he asks you to do a lot of things in order to take credit for his work. So here's an intro and outro music. And scroll down. You can also change the font on these two, which is the same way I showed you how, which is up here at the top. You can change your font and bold and outline and all that other great stuff. Background music for inside my video. Now, the cool thing about background music, because I'll show you guys, is when you do the background music itself, and then you have an audio up here, like this one has audio. I'll show you. So you click on your slide here, or your video that you're doing where you're talking, or maybe you, yeah, we'll just say you're talking. You click on the sound button up here, and you put lower the volume of other clips. So if you have background music, you put it in down here, and you want this to be louder, you click this lower volume of the other clips, and you can adjust this volume even lower if you want to. So basically, whatever you're saying up on the top here is going to be louder than the background music. That's how you hear something. You'll hear like little music in the background that Chad does or anyone else does, but you'll hear them talking over it. That's how you do it. You just click this little tiny button here, and you can adjust it down here. So that's my intro and outro. Obviously, there's other ways to do this. This is for iMovie. I'll make another one for YouTube because this is going to be entirely too long. But, if you have any questions, drop them below. I'm happy to answer. Just play around with it. It might take a while. I would say give yourself an hour. And remember, once you do this once, just duplicate the last video you did and take out all the stuff, your personal stuff you put in there, and then just keep this stuff. It's easy. You just start your video right in the middle of this, and then add in your background music, whatever you choose to do. So this keeps your intro and outro and your video and that kind of stuff the same. So I hope that saves you some time too. It's a lot easier that way. I hope you enjoyed this. Comments below. Let me know what questions you have, and if you enjoyed this, and if you have any other questions on other things you'd like to do. I'm pretty ninja, I think. Been doing it for 8 years, so yeah, just let me know. And I hope you guys enjoy this. And you know what? If you make one, why don't you post it below too? Because I'd like to see it. It'd be cool. We'll share our own. Have a great day, guys.